It's the Doug Rising Show. Well, the Doug Rising Show. Well, the Doug Rising Show. I'm Doug Rice. Pity. I want them to hold it until they pass out. I like that. How's everybody doing? Yeah, baby! What is the hell going on with you? Hey! Welcome to Civil War 2.0. Y'all sit and relax. We about to watch them lose their motherfucking mind. Boy, let me tell you. We're going to talk about them today. Welcome to the Doug Rice Show. It is 11:17 in the morning on the 4th of September, 2022. I'm Doug Rice, all shaved up and shut. You know what? No, I'm trying to pretty myself up a little bit. You know. For those of you that are not aware, I did have a press release done a while back, a few days ago. I heard it's making rounds, and I appreciate the attention. As much as an anti-populist I am doing this at least to make a living. Hopefully that may happen. I don't know. You know, this is chock full of satire and tomfoolery. But welcome. How you doing? Oh my goodness, the news. The Trump news. What are they doing? Did you hear him yesterday? He was at a rally yesterday. Listen to me, folks. There's no closer parallel I've seen to this man getting to Nazi Germany than I saw yesterday. He's ready to arouse and corral the troops. He is going to unleash hell for those folks. And any of us that are foolish enough to get involved, hopefully you come to your senses rather sooner than later, because guess what, folks? It's not our fight. We did nothing to cause this. It's not about us. It's about them and hey, I'm just here. I mean, let's do this. I mean, what are you talking about? How many Negro lives will be lost during this Civil War for 2.0? All for what? So that Caucasity can be in charge and reign over their lives supreme. I think not. No, thank you. No, I will not have it, folks. Listen. I'm not talking about rebelling. I'm just talking about having a seat. Sit your asses down and don't you move. No need for us to get involved. I mean, we got involved last time. Look what it got us. Jim Crow, Reconstruction, the struggle, the movement, which gone nowhere with fat cats collecting checks for days. So, Black Lives Matter, that organization, $10 million, some folks involved, everywhere. There's graft, greed, corruption. And you tune in to see me show you where it's at, what it's about, and how you might get that goddamned grin off your faces. Let me tell you something, Hebrews, Negroes. I do this for you. You understand that? I attempt to shave, get myself together mentally, put it on paper, and I do it for Negroes, I do it for Hebrews, I do it for family. Those grafted in are welcome and certainly will be, but primarily my focus, my job, my reason for doing this is to get the attention of my fellow family Negroes trapped within the confines of this penal colony built for us, by us. And how dare any of you walk about with an extended smile on your goddamn faces. No. I will remind you you've been brought here in chains. I will remind you your oppressor is just over there. I will remind you that they have in their ranks folks willing to sacrifice their lives for our demise. I will remind you it's on their minds every day. I will be here to remind you, family, you're not safe. This is not time for smiles. This isn't time for you to show teeth. All they're going to do is show teeth back. And what's that going to accomplish except further the lie, the deceit, the falsehood, the fakery? Don't do it to yourself. Get the fucking smile off your face. and see how they treat you. It'll be a revelation, a revelation. It will open the doors of their psyche exposed for everyone to see. As you see the change in their countenance when they are denied a Negro smile, you try it. They'll call you to account in public. And they'll ask you, what's wrong? What do you mean, what's wrong? Well, you're not smiling. Suddenly, it hits you, it dawns on you. Approach after approach, attempt after attempt to somehow elicit the smile needed so desperately by vampires surrounding you, exuding caucasity. And if you are not in step with that thought process, you are then held to account, exposed for a non-cooperative Negro. You give it a try. Just get the smile off your face. Just 12 hours. Give me 12 hours. 12 hours? Can I get 12? 12 hours. Just 12 hours, at least during the day, you know, between like 5 and 5 or some shit. Be fair, mother. Hey, just try it. You will be shocked at what is presumed to be your demeanor out here. I mean, boy, you ain't smiling. What's wrong with you? All right, there we go. So, it's 11:22 in the morning. It's the 4th of September. Please tap the screen, share the live. This is the Doug Rice Show. I'm here to show you what I'm here to show you because, you know, I've got to do this thing. I've got to expose the malarkey, the bullshit, the pretense. There can be no more pretense. There's no more pretense allowed. There's no more pretend. And no more secrets, no more lies, no more bullshit. You know, shit's getting real, so why don't we get real with it? I say we get real. We cast off any aspersions that soon their eyes will be open to all of their errors, and they will sing Kumbaya as we walk into the sunset of a utopia built for everyone. Motherfucker, please. That's not the trajectory I see this place taking. I think most of you can agree with me. So here's what I do. I get in front of you, non-discriminately and every so often, prepared material, ready to deliver it with rapier wit. Then I got some news article tabs open up here. I read that shit too. So we do that. That's also a thing. Moving on. Fortunately, I'm written out. I'm ready to go. I wonder, did I put my little, did I say don't disturb? I did not. You know what? I always forget that. I don't know why. Okay. So, you know the drill. You know the format. This is not a program. You've been programmed for over 400 years to look at things a certain way, to consider things a certain way. Not your way, but their way. And their way is the way that they brought us here with things around our neck, put us on a pedestal, and made offers for our very being, carrying us off, sometimes separating us. And that, my friends, was just fucking unacceptable. Now they want all of that to be erased from their memory, never to be taught in schools again, never to be presented to their children, so that that mental image may weigh heavy on their somewhat weak minds. But listen, I don't ever want you to forget how you got here. It's important. That's what I do. All in an effort to get the goddamn grin off your faces, at least to Kingdom Come. So, here we go. First order of business. Welcome to the show. This is Doug Rice, 11:25 on the 4th, Sunday, Labor Day weekend. I don't celebrate their holidays. I'm so sorry I forgot because I meant to. I don't count holidays men call holy. Holy, are you out of your fucking mind? I can't observe my given Sabbaths properly. What makes you think I'm going to tell you happy birthday, Merry Christmas, Happy Memorial Day, Labor? I don't give a fuck what day it is as long as we're in captivity. Okay, so first order of the day, a topic I think we can all relate to. Again, this is Doug Rice. Tap the screen, share the live. There is something changing us all. There is something changing us all. There's something affecting the behavior, the thought process, the very trajectory of people's lives. Something, an effect happening, coming, exuding in the light of day. Can you imagine what's happening in the dark of night? For God's sakes, pay the fuck attention. There is something coming over all of us. And we are expressing it in various ways, either thought process, behaviors, certain things we will not stand for anymore in our lives, like dishonesty, less than spiritual activity. I feel myself rejecting everything that relates to the world and what I'm supposed to accept. I look at it as a foreign object trying to penetrate my psyche and shift the needle around, putting me in its own trajectory and path, and I reject that shit, and I feel so many of you doing the same. There's something changing us all. I've said it again. I'll say it before. Negroes in this country are being driven absolutely sane. And it's a refreshing experience as we awaken from the slumber of the pathology and programming put upon us by a paltry public now losing its collective minds and expressing white supremacy and white nationalism. Dear God, let whatever's going to happen to them. Remember, as we go about this change that affects us, affects them as well. And so be on guard with that discovery that something is changing you, something is changing your family, something is changing how you think. Understand that change is universally worldwide, being felt everywhere, all at once, and there's something changing these beings. I don't know what it is. I speculate it's the sun. I keep telling you I've lived long enough to see the sun has gone from yellow to white and no one seems to pay attention, but please, in the light of day at high noon, go outside, look upon the sun, tell me you don't see the change. I see it. I can't see why you don't. Something changing us all. I say let it in prayer. Through the guidance of the Most High God as His kingdom approaches, and those, as the separation commences, who are for God's kingdom, go straight for it. Your compass point true north, steady. The narrow road cramped, hard to walk upon, dependent on everyone moving forward. The wide road free for anyone to do all they wish to do at any time they wish to do it, and please, for God's sake, avoid the road at all costs. There's something changing us all. Okay, so I like that one. You know, I thought of it. I told Katrina, you know what? I think I got one. She's like, well, we'll see. She's skeptical. She's a producer, you know. Hey, all right. 11:30 in the morning, did I catch you going to church? I hope not. You are the church. You don't got to go. You take it with you wherever you travel. You know, you can set up tent anywhere you wish with a nod of your head, close your eyes in a private place with scripture on the tablet of your heart or in your hand, and you're the church. There you go. You're not tax-free, but it's a condition. Hey, the rule of man. The rule of man. Boy, I tell you, they showing their asses, ain't they? I'm imagining the Creator simply looking down upon man's activity, wondering, what is going on? Are they serious? On his way with the kingdom, God only knows what's coming with it, and these clowns pretend like this planet belongs to them, trying to divvy it up. It's called a blood sacrifice, as they siphon from within the earth all the oil, the very blood of this earth, a living thing God created for His pleasure. And you, motherfuckers, what? Let me tell you something. It says that he will bring to ruin those ruining the earth. That is a mouthful. I mean, you better understand what's about to happen. And I'm not bringing the earth to ruin. I'm sure you Hebrews, you Negroes, you black folk here are not bringing the earth to ruin on your minuscule microscopic scale. It's impossible, of course. But there are entities, families, generational wealth that is bringing this earth asunder for as long as they've been in existence, and they need to understand that God Almighty is on the way. The rule of man nearly coming to an end, I wonder, as they lose their collective shit. Do they somehow know the end is nigh? Are they anticipating the destruction most certainly facing them? I don't know. But the rule of man, what has it done? What has being here done for us? I mean, you got to understand the rule of man, reflective in the rule of the folks that brought us here. All stolen culture, stolen ideas, from stolen names, stolen legacies from across the sea, a stolen mindset of individuals who are empty vessels, seemingly unfilled, unable to be filled without Negro presence in their presence. And that rule of man is nearly done. For behind it we know there's an unseen being pulling the strings and making the distraction as entertaining as possible. It's nearly possible to stop looking, but you must stop. The rule of man comes to an abrupt end upon the arrival of the kingdom of the Most High God. Don't get caught slipping. All right, 11:33 in the morning. 9-4, it's Sunday, who cares? I'm Doug Rice. You know this, you tuned in. Tap the screen, share the live, do something with your life. Let me hit the coffee. This is all I do. It's coffee, it's pot, but I don't drink. See, that's what it is. I don't drink no alcohol. None. Haven't had a drink for years, right? And I sense the sharpness just getting honed by circumstance. I'm of the mind that it's not just happening to me. I think it's happening to those of you that tune in and watch me because you're trying to figure out what the hell's going on. You seem intolerant of shit you used to tolerate. Now, you ain't playing one damn bit. You don't know why. You don't give quarter anymore. You don't give pass. You don't like the way it looks and it interferes with your delicate sensibilities spiritually. You move on. You see it, you feel it, you know it. And so do I. We know the Civil War has begun. You know, Trump got up here yesterday and gave a few speeches at the rally. Had non-discriminate brothers and sisters and folks all with the Trump thing moving and shaking and, you know, threatened everything he could to say, if you don't leave me alone and let me be president again, I'm going to burn it down. So I get it, D. You mad and you old. Are you wearing the pens? Adderall ain't doing what it used to do, dog. You can't really snort it up like you used to in the White House because they give you a little U-time. But now you surrounded by everybody, and it seems you're cornered. Now I know about dogs being cornered. I know about snakes, but let me tell you something. You don't corner a fucking scorpion. That's a dangerous deal. Always carries his weapon above him, ready to strike at any moment. And I tell you, the hesitance that they use in pursuing this man lets me know he's got some poisonous strike ready for these motherfuckers if they move on him. Because they're really doing a slow roll. I would probably be locked up by now, at least locked up. You know, detained. I'd be detained. Released on my own recognizance with thousands of top secret documents in my home. I'd just be detained and then they'd give me like a bail, right? Like the bail would be, you know, $100, right? But, you know, just treat me just as regular. But the Civil War He called it yesterday. He gave chase and gave notice and gave him time to think it over. All the signals, the dog whistles, what can't happen. It's not me, it's us, the fascist, fomenting foolishness, this man. I can't understand it, and they're listening, they're soaking it up, and they're loving it. What do you think happens next? Listen, folks, if you need to find out the Civil War, how it started, let me tell you. The Civil War started over the vote of Abraham Lincoln. Oh, yeah, there's a difference of opinion on who won the presidential election, and let me tell you, the first bit of violence starting in the Civil War started on the floor of the United States Senate. 3 representatives came in to the Senate floor, cornered one of the senators, 2 guarded the third, while the third commenced on the senator nearly to death. He beat him, and that was the first injury. Now you wait for a fracas on the floor of the Senate or the House, and you might want to start packing because, well, the Civil War has begun. I tied that pretty good. You like that, right? Now I'm going to drink coffee for real. Oh, yeah. Okay, Doug Rice, 11:38. We're clipping along, right? It's Sunday. You guys got tomorrow off, right? You know, you feel good. You understand? You know, though you don't celebrate the idiocy, you're certainly not going to buck the system and just go into work. They're closed. So you won't have to worry about tomorrow going to work smiling for the masses. No! Tomorrow you spend time with the family. Most certainly you may go out from time to time, but just make sure to guard yourself. And just remember, folks, though you have tomorrow off, Tuesday will be upon you before you know it. I just want you warned. At 11:38 in the morning, you're going to have to pick a goddamn struggle. You hear me? No! Some of you Hebrews are sitting on the sideline. You're not smiling. But you are sitting there thinking the parade will pass you by without any molestation. You won't have to choose or decide or do anything. No, don't let that sink into your relaxed mind. You need to pick a fucking struggle. Now, my struggle is for the kingdom, toward the kingdom, God Almighty. But before you pick a struggle, know that if you sit there long enough, the struggle will pick you. And then what you gonna do? I mean, you understand my meaning. Some of us are avoiding the topic. I see so many of us that are enjoying the distractions offered. Lizzo's done some craziness. The game got served by Eminem. Oh, man, I did listen to that response, and that, my friends, was scathing. I mean, there's out there, the distraction is available, but always attempt to have your compass go back to true north. Compass is a strange thing. Never certain, always attempting north, always being fought against, turning to their true, honest, true, upright nature. Even our very north here is being affected by some gravitational pull. Not true north, it's something askew now. So you're going to have to pick a struggle. You can't sit on the sidelines. It's not going to happen. Sidelines are going to reach out from the game, and they're going to pull you in. You're going to have to start running from that perspective, and it's a disadvantage if you haven't chosen the kingdom or chosen the world. I mean, you can pick your track. Okay, we're done with that. How real is the kingdom I keep talking about? I know that's a thing. I know everybody hears about the kingdom. You don't believe it. I don't know. The kingdom is as real as I'm sitting here distributing information about the kingdom, sitting here doing that. That's how real it is. The kingdom of God encompasses everything that exists, including this place. This place will soon succumb and kneel to the kingdom of God. Of course, first, all these other kingdoms must be torn asunder, and that will happen as certain as I sit here. Now, why do I say that, and how real is it? It's as real as the artifacts. It's as real as the as the archaeologists who find in past digs places existing thousands upon thousands of years ago that somehow corroborate quite a few things, like the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. The drying of the Euphrates River is something new that is said to have happened back in something old, which is interesting. So how real is the kingdom? It's becoming more real and real every day as prophecy is being fulfilled, expressed from an unseen place. And as you watch the restless natives tear asunder the country destined to be torn asunder by the dragon, and you see the dragon irritated by certain activities the harlot that rides upon her takes part in, every indication the bear is nearly done with its part in all of this, and soon we're going to have a party on our hands. That's how real the kingdom is. It's so real that prophecy about its oncoming approach is being fulfilled every single day. No, they're not talking about, this is happening because God's kingdom is coming. That's not what's happening. What's happening is they're talking about it happening, but they're ignoring the kingdom, which is exactly how God wants it. I'm pretty sure it's how it is. All right, there is out there, and they're out of moves. Now you look at them. No. These people are clearly out of moves. They don't know what else to do. I mean, the default for these individuals who have been in charge for 400 years, the default is war, death, violence, killing, mass murders, mass rapes. That is the thing, conquering. Living on both sides of the fence, speaking from both sides of their mouth, they talk about peace and all that it offers and how you should settle a matter peacefully without violence, but always the default, always the violence, somewhere seeping slowly from within their psychosis, ready to show its ugly head upon the world. That's what we are facing now. They're out of moves. They can't do shit else. The only thing left to do is fight. To spill blood. It's repetitive, repeating nonsense done periodically to prove humans have no right to establish anything on the planet and call it forever. That ain't happening. They're out of moves. They're out of moves. And you got to understand the frustration they have. They want to act out against us more than anything. They're feeling, gnawing back from historical time and space, the defeat put upon them by Hebrews wandering in the desert. They've never, ever gotten from the sting of that defeat. You have to understand, it was with the assist of God Almighty that we defeated the nations surrounding us. And right now, those nations are out of moves. What's left? Peace? No, the only move left is to move on us. The only way to do that is to start a distraction that murders and kills and maims those who disagree with the current trajectory most certainly taken by the least intelligent individuals in this country who call themselves patriots. And we watch Negroes, one and all, as it fast approaches, not necessarily a deer in the headlight, but conscious of the approaching onslaught of caucasity and its destructive force. Our memory fresh, just 50, 60 years ago, the things done to Negroes to satiate this caucastic need to act out violence against us. Is it resentment? Is it guilt? Or is it just sheer need to express hatred toward that which does not express themselves? I don't know. But they're out of fucking moves. Out of moves. They can't do nothing else. And it's global. They're out of moves. I think they're out of moves. Okay. What next? Well, it's a good question. I mean, you got to understand, this is going to come, this is going to go, but what's going to what's going to go on between here and there? What's between the destination that we so collectively barrel toward? I mean, what do you think's going to happen? I see a lot of folks that talk about someone showing up, appearing, Jerusalem, Trump. Trump is supposed to be the savior of the world. I've seen guys talk about that's a freaking news article. I can't believe that's a good one, whatever. What's next? Who knows? I know that the Euphrates is drying up. I know that there's to be a walk through the Euphrates of a massive amount of population, armies. I know they're amassing for a war. I know that war will turn against God. I know that is what is next, but I don't know when. I don't know necessarily the steps taken toward that end, but it is an interesting topic. What's next? I mean, how far do we go? Do we go? We go. And the end game, of course, the kingdom. Naturally, the kingdom. All of this is a court case. Let me explain what's going on. Okay. So, effectively, this is a right to rule case. Who has the right to rule over creation? Who has the right to set rules? See, we talk about dark ones, Satan. We talk about those beings that lead the way, evil, and yada, yada, yada. They have a motto. That motto is, do what thou wilt. You've seen Jay-Z wearing that, do what thou wilt. This is cool, right? But you see, the antithesis to that motto must and can only be that of the kingdom, and that motto is, there are rules. That's as simple and as plain as it fucking gets. There are rules. That's all. That's all. That's the point of this. You can't do what you want without consequence. That's stupid. And this is the fight, this is the tug of war between good, evil, between willfulness and obedience. There are rules. The kingdom establishes that there are rules. Those opposed to the kingdom, they want to do what they want. Well, you can't. Sorry about that. Hey! First half down in the can. Yeah. Doug Rice Show. 11:48 in the morning. It's still morning. Do not go to church. Please support this effort. Katrina loves when I send her money through CashApp. She does. And, I enjoy paying her. Yes, I do. Of course I do. Anyway, this portion of the show just has me going through some headlines, giving you feedback, trying to tell you to keep the fucking grin off your fucking face. Only because, it's dangerous. That grin gives them permission to come in. You know what I mean? That smile. It just tells them, oh, it's all right. Come on in a while. Have you ever just been approached? The conversation begins without your knowledge from a place in the minds of an individual who has begun the conversation on sight but not on speech. And in the middle of this diatribe, you are drug into the mental machinations of an individual somehow affected by seeing you in their vision. It's an oddity. It does not happen to us. We do not do that. There's a need felt to interact upon sight. And I don't know that it stems from guilt, threat, fear. I don't care! I just want you to stop. Stop approaching me and asking me stupid, non-discriminate questions about topics that you have no relation to. That is just as dumb as a box of rocks. And I want you to stop it. No, we can't relate. We can't get along. Not until you stop the caucasity happening behind you in your ranks that's been there for years. The racist, right-wing white nationalism that's been growing like a bad weed in your front lawn. Get the kids to yank that shit or something, I drift. All right, let's get to news, baby. The Doug Rice Show. You get the news. I'm just kidding. So today, what do we have? The news for Hebrews today. Black Lives Matter leader accused of stealing $10 million from organization. Unjust enrichment. No, it's not unjust enrichment. You did it wrong. You get rich all the time, but you just did it You bought a $6 million house. Yeah, man. You didn't, the paperwork has to be filed, specifically. Palms have to get greased. You didn't grease any palms. I know you didn't. So you're exposed. And 10 mil's a good hit, baby. My hat's off to you. Now, my producer said that she was not involved in the thievery. I want that to be a disclaimer. And I believe her because I'm scared of her. No, I'm just kidding. So, bottom line is somebody got rich. Somebody saw a pile of money. Somebody took some money. What you gonna do? Fuck, I don't care. Anyway, I mean, what? You took 10 mil. You got caught. You didn't pay somebody. You didn't do it right. I mean, this happens all the time. Other folks do it. And of course, the added bonus that the whole money situation involves, one of the most hated, sarcastically rejected ideas you can ever muster up with. Oh, well, so they're not going to look at you with any scrutiny, of course. They're going to look at you dotted I's and crossed T's. No? Yes, they are. And they did. And you stole 10 million and you got busted. Okay. Moving on. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt any feelings. It just happened to work out that way. All right. Donovan Lewis shooting underscores persistent threat that black people feel in Columbus. What? We feel a persistent threat every fucking where we're black. And we're black everywhere. American Express. So this is kind of disingenuous because it almost infers that elsewhere there is no threat that black people may feel. And that, my friends, is just disingenuous reporting. I think it's dodging. I don't like it. Okay, I'm just joking. All right, what else? Oh, black and Hispanic people are more likely to get monkeypox, but less likely to get vaccinated. I don't believe that shit. I do not believe that black and Hispanic people are more likely to get monkeypox, but less likely to be. I don't understand how that relates to us at all. They're trying to attach this thing to us and then attach something to us as well. So they're coming at us from both sides. They got monkeypox, they got Hispanics, and they're both just glommed on black people. We're walking around and going, what the fuck did we do? What did we do to deserve this much attention? Why are you so fucking concerned? You don't care. It's not like you care. You don't give a fuck what happens to us. Why are you pretending? Don't do your polls, your questions. Don't offer your condolences. I don't want your thoughts and prayers. You non-discriminately murder one of us in the streets and then talk about how bad things are. I don't need to hear that, right along with your stats on how ill we'll get. Just stop, okay? How is this germane when number one killer of black folks is the hospital in their own goddamn communities? I don't care about your stats. Come on. Worse stats, black people going in the hospitals are a lot less likely to come out than any demographic. Hispanic, white, You don't want to read that? Fuck out of here. Moving on. Oh! Okay, so I'm going to take a sip of water on this. How you guys doing? We're going to move into the afternoon on a headline that I caught that really had me thinking. So, seems innocent enough. Yes, drink up. Check this one out. The swim cap for black hair finally gets Olympic approval. Let me read that again. The swim cap for black hair finally gets Olympic approval. Now you're probably asking me, Doug, why are you so pissed off? Let me tell you why I'm mad about that whole headline. Because you see, I read into what goes on behind a thing. And what I'm most curious about is how they went about coming to their decision. I want to know how many brothers and sisters demeaned themselves in front of the Olympic Committee to test what caps will do to black hair. In fact, I get the word that these 3 to 5 people have determined what cap will suit the water of Olympic events, and I get them closed in a room. Me. I get them closed in a room. Me. Right after I walk in alone with the room, the door locked with no one else to help them, you walk up and say, "Where's Doug Rice?" And you say, "Doug Rice is going in there. And he's going to ask each and every one of them the specific steps they took to make sure the caps for Olympic swimming were approved." He wants a play-by-play. He looked serious when he went in. Now, most of you will stop for just a moment and go, "Oh," and then you'll demand entry. You'll break the door down. You'll scream to high heavens, "Don't you answer not one question, sir. It's a setup. Don't answer him, sir. Please don't answer him. Somebody get him. Get in there." I want to know what they did. You don't want to know what they did? I do. So you finally got hair cap approved for the Olympic swimming pool. I want to know what kind of humiliation you put brothers and sisters through. And I want somebody to pay for that one. You know what happened. You know what happened. The jokes. I'm going to stop. Moving on, the Doug Rice Show. A new library hub for Vancouver's black community has opened in Chinatown. What the hell are you talking about? Here's how pigeonholed they got us. They got a hub in Vancouver, black community, but in Chinatown in the corner, some non-discriminate can't find it to save your life place is a new library. And not only that, they want you to know that Vancouver has a black community. Oh, yes, we took the steps. The steps weren't fucking polite. They weren't cute. They weren't cool. It was all fucked up. You know. What you doing in Vancouver in the black community? What's going on? You sick? Oh, God, that must be horrible. But at least they have a library in Chinatown. Because that's where the black community hangs out. Tap the screen, share the live. Doug Rice Show. Tap the screen, share the live. The Doug Rice Show. Tap the screen, okay. Chuck Todd, another waste of skin, says challenges for police reform de-escalations regarding the, goodness gracious, the death of the chokehold and Professor Walton. It changed on me is what happened. You believe that? The whole damn thing changed on me. Chuck Todd was reporting about the death of one of our princes. And then the damn headline just changed in the middle of me speaking. I'm going to have to talk to somebody about that. It shook me up. Oh, Mississippi Capital's black business owners decry water woes. Why? Why? What are you whining for? Let me understand this. You're a black business owner in Mississippi and you're not getting water? Everything's as it should be. I mean, what is it? I mean, when are we going to understand this is how it fucking is? Stop the bullshit. What the fuck? I didn't say, accept it defeated, but just accept the shit. We know you got water last. You get everything last. Don't you get it? That's your plight. That's your prophecy. That's your punishment. That's it. Till you leave, nothing's going to improve. Not for Negroes. Not for those of us who identify with the transatlantic slave trade. Those of us that are black, go up in this mind, "Oh, you're going to be all right, man, right? You just groove on into the playbook and, appease Caucasity into a fat bank account, baby, and water will be the least of your problems." You know what I'm saying? You do. I know you do. Mm-hmm. Come on, baby. The Doug Rice Show. Historic black Northern California neighborhood destroyed in mill fire. At first I was like, And then I was like, yes, good. There's nothing historic about being black in this country. It all needs to go. That's a good beginning. Like lawyers, 240. You good start? Nah, stop. I don't care. I don't care if it burns. I don't care. What use was it? It was a reminder. I mean, it helped with them dressing up in Confederate uniforms and going in the woods shooting at each other. Yeah, this historic black Northern California neighborhood, probably right in lines. Just, hey, let's just keep going down a line of remembrance. But let's remember a certain kind of way to appease that sarcastic guilt, because it get kind of squirrely when the pressure's on, as you can see. Moving on, the thedougriceshow. I like that. Kind of a 50s groove. New congressional maps dilute black power. Of course they do. What are these observances of the obvious that have to hit the headlines? I don't get it. Of course! I don't even complain. You're not complaining, are you? Tell me you're not complaining about what they do intentionally. Listen to me, folks. Brothers and sisters came back from World War II, and they had housing for veterans, loans for vets that fought in World War II. And let me tell you something. The U.S. government closed the door for any Negro to take advantage of that housing boom. Don't you get it mistaken where the fuck you are. You ain't never left, and they ain't never changed. Do you understand that? Do you get that? I mean, we got them protecting the statues of General Lee. They're armed, protecting the memory in metal. You think there's no problem with these individuals that surround us seemingly normal, but... All right, the off-duty Atlanta cop allegedly used racist slurs and pointed a gun at a black family. Of course he did. Of course he did. No problem. No, officer. No problem. No. Get up, kids. Get up. No. I get it. You're a little excited. No press. No comments. No apologies necessary. Nothing. We want nothing. Just gonna get in the car. We're gonna go. No. Don't suspend him. Let him carry on the cause that he promotes out there every day wearing a badge. I don't want anything done. You see, when we begin to accept our plight, when we understand that it will not stop, when we understand that there's no reason to give attention to that which will continue on and on until kingdom come, that's when you begin to see the kingdom clearly. There's nothing that will stop what they do, how they think, what they feel, how they treat us. It's not going to get better. It's in them to do what they do to us. They must have no choice. And so when one of them acts out, I say we take a different course of action, a different trajectory, a different path we should simply ignore. There's no reason to draw attention to the obvious. Simply bring it in. Keep yourself from the tendrils of these individuals that roam free, official badges and all, with guns armed to the teeth, ready to shoot Negroes on sight. Yes, simply avoid at all costs. And it is a skill. You can do this. Negroes do it every day in this country. No contact, no police, don't know my name, don't know who I am. When they talk to me, they call me Mr. Rice, or they get out of my fucking face. There's no reason to invite anything, no reason to put yourself in the position to be that. And when it happens, simply let it reinforce the need, the necessity to stay in your fucking corner. Somehow, some way, Negroes do it. Kingdom's coming. All right, let's continue, baby. Let's continue. Judge dismisses case of former Yale psychiatrist who said she was fired by school over tweeting questions in Trump's mental state. Okay, and the long and short of it is, if you practice psychiatry and the sitting president If you question his mental state, you can be fired. That's a law. I thought that was interesting. So she questioned Trump's mental state, and she sued, and the judge dismissed her case because it's law. It's not an opinion, it's the law. Sometimes I come up with the little gems, little nuggets. All right, the dog runs still. I know, man, just between the takes, right? You just keep it going with the band, right? Just keep them working. Make them earn that fucking money. All right, people are questioning Donda Academy after students eating in a warehouse. I don't care what Kanye's doing with students. I don't care what happens to people stupid enough to do anything involving Kanye West at this point. Until he awakens, rejects that which has poisoned his weakened mind, there's no sympathy, no apology. There's nothing that I can provide by way of sympathy for those caught in the wake of his madness. He may go. I don't care. You know what this man has done. He barely escaped not wearing a dress on. We know look, if Kanye had stayed with them women for another year and a half, we would have been calling him Kanye. Okay. The dog runs the show, come on. Hey. The dog runs the show, come on. Okay. New reports reveals what Trump kept mixed in with top secret documents. I'm losing interest. It's an interesting thing. I, at one point, was fascinated with conspiracy theories and all things worldly. All things that involve the hidden, present realm, the situational madness, the technological advances. All those things caught me by the eye like a deer. And then I realized all of it is of the world and will be passing away. I don't have to worry about what Donald Trump's secrets are. I don't care. I don't care if you got folks on the moon and Mars. I don't care if you got other dimensions. You can be communicating with demons. I don't care. You're all going away. The Creator, the Most High God, fast approaching this sector of space, bringing the kingdom with him and God knows what. Let me tell you something. Y'all think you some bad motherfuckers, huh? No, you're not. One angel, 100,000 gone. And that occurrence was actually recorded. Not just in scripture. One single being, that mechanized, whatever spiritual mechanism they use, calling it an angel. Yeah, different from, you'll get it. That killed 100,000 men, and then it is recorded in secular history that we were fighting these Hebrews. My boys was doing all right, holding their own. I looked out there, okay, let's give it this one. All of a sudden, 100,000 of my guys just vanished, done, scrapped, kaput, out. We left, but I did want to record it, just to let you know it happened. Okay. Moving on, the Doug runs the show. Moving on now, the Doug runs the show. Trump acted under different set of rules. Yeah. Everybody's seeing the rules. And the rules, they don't apply to us. That's the reason we need to stay out of this shit. That in itself should tell Negroes that we don't belong in whatever fracas about to happen happens. Please, I want each and every one of you to listen to the sound of my voice and understand that we are not participants in this fracas. This Donnybrook, it's not our concern. It's theirs. It's their problem, it's their issue, it's their fear, it's their loathing. Doesn't belong in Negro minds. Don't get trapped in the wake of their madness. Understand, every time they say our democracy, they're not talking about you. They're talking about a version of you they hope to see on the battlefield as you choose against the kingdom and for the madness that keeps you just above a slave. No, y'all go ahead and have that out right here. We're going to be over here sitting at the table, because if something fall down, I'm snatching that. I built this goddamn table right here. I'm not getting up. I'm waiting on a ride. I just want to watch. Y'all drop anything, I'm picking that shit up and it's coming with me. Oh, and if somebody comes in to break it up, we ain't in it. Oh, the dog that runs the show. Hey, the dog that runs the show. Hey, it's done. All right, well, that's it. I feel good. Ha! Again, there's nothing left, actually. I went through all the topics. I threw it right there, and then I went through all the tabs. There's no more tabs open. There's nothing else. Just say tomorrow's Labor Day or whatever fuck day it is, whatever non-discriminate holiday man has put on a day. Who the fuck they think they are, I don't know. How humans who've never created a day in their fucking existence deem a day holy and special is just beyond me. It's hubris. Oh, but I do want to thank you for tuning in. I thank you. You hear I'm losing my voice, but I'm still drinking my coffee. You that support this, please do so. I want to pay my producer, Detrina, wonderful human being, abused most certainly by all of my antics. How she lives through it, I don't fucking know. But that's all I got. I got nothing else. Nothing! So, I guess I gotta go. You guys have a wonderful holiday. I don't know if I'm gonna do a show tomorrow. I'll tell you then. But for now, nothing else on the plate. You guys have a wonderful day, and we'll try to do a show tomorrow. Hey, take care and thanks for supporting me. Oh hey, before you fucking go relax and shit. Some of y'all quick. Y'all sit down for a minute. Now I know you got tomorrow off. You can sit for a minute. You think this is? Tomorrow, you might have to leave your house. There's a chance, there's a possibility. I want you to have a good day off. I want you to enjoy the falsehood they present and mandate that you enjoy. I do. I don't want you to celebrate. I just want you to be relaxed. But in case you have to leave the protective construct of your domicile and venture out in the open air, you need the protection of correction. That, my friends, is an attitude, a demeanor, a way of carrying yourself so that it staves off caucasity and their constant attacks. You must pay heed to the warning of smiling, for God's sake. Dear God, understand that your Negro warmth should never be offered free and in the open air. Not these days. It's my opinion that if you decide to go out tomorrow, get yourself a burger, do some shopping, Walmart, Kmart, whatever, Kmart's gone. But if you do, and I know some of you do me a favor, folks, friends, family, Negroes, Hebrews. Get that goddamn grin off your faces. Now have a good goddamn day off. I gotta go.